Alright, so WWDC just happened, and it was super interesting. So let's get into it. It just started off with there was no new features with any of the OSs. They just made things a little faster, and they did add a couple minor things, like they tweaked liquid glass. But if your iPhone is before the iPhone 15 Pro, you're not going to really get anything new. They just talked about AI for an hour. Okay, yeah, so the whole event they were just talking about AI, and they basically copied and pasted what they said in the 2024 WWDC when they first launched Apple Intelligence and this whole mess, and they just copy and pasted it here. So it has on-screen awareness, it can pull from your texts, emails, it can set reminders, it can do all that stuff. And we've all heard this promise before, so I'm kind of skeptical a little bit to it, and I think honestly everyone else is. However, here's the thing. This is their second go at it. And I think Apple understands that if they mess up their second go with it, it's kind of just going to be over. Like, it's going to be really bad if they mess up the second time. So I have a little bit more trust in them this time, but I'm still very skeptical because they just copied and pasted so much stuff. There's also a new Siri app, which they didn't really get into what that's for, but they showed photos of it. It kind of looks like the Essential Space app from nothing. Also, they rebranded it from Siri to Siri AI. I don't know why. Siri was always kind of an AI. I think they're just trying to distance themselves from the Siri without fully losing the Siri name. Maybe? I don't know. It's basically how this new Siri gets all this on-screen awareness, and it can pull from all your different things. It can set reminders. It can text people. How it can do all this is they kind of combine it with Gemini. So it's Siri and Gemini, but something tells me it's more Gemini than it is Siri. They also did, though, talk about a bunch of new things. For instance, a main stick out was the Photos app. So the image eraser, aka cleanup, got better, apparently. I won't believe it till I actually try it myself. Another feature that they did with the Photos app was if you take a photo, right, and you don't like how close you are to the subject, it'll AI generate like an outline around the person so that you can crop out so that you're not as closely framed with the person. But the most impressive one was spatial reframing. This was a little hard to explain. So basically, if you take a photo of someone and you want to fix up the framing, you can actually literally adjust to make it seem like you took the photo from a different angle. So for instance, if I took a photo from this angle and I wanted it to be here, I could reframe it to be dead center in front of me. Kind of insane. If it works, I'm going to really like it. Now, do I think that the average consumer is just going to be going through their photos just doing this? No, I don't think the average consumer is even going to know that this feature exists. But I think people like who love tech and people who love photography and stuff like that, these are the type of people that I think that these specific features are aimed for. Also, apparently making shortcuts was hard, is what they said. So now, instead of fiddling with the Shortcuts app, you can actually just describe a shortcut and it'll pull from the Shortcuts app to make the shortcut. I wonder if that means you can make your own custom shortcuts that doesn't require the set limits that the Shortcut app has. I don't know, they weren't really clear on that. They did, however, say, though, that it was going to come later this year. Where have we heard that before? God, where? Yeah, last time they said it was coming in beta later this year. This makes me so much more skeptical, because Apple, why is it so hard to, when you announce the feature, it's going to be ready by the time all the OSs, iOS 27 launches in September, and not in a beta. Like, okay, I get things take time, but when you've screwed it up once, and Apple, you know everyone's opinions is right now shaky. Like, they like your promises, but they're skeptical that you're going to be able to follow through, because that's what happened last time. You might want to have had to hurry this up, but it's okay, it's fine. Things take time. Now, if they actually do pull this off and everything is as good as they say, it's going to be insane, right? It's going to be great. All the AI features that they announced are going to be great if it works. I'm just a little skeptical because it didn't work last time. I do have a little bit more confidence, though, because this is their second go. They can't mess up their second go. Like, you just can't do that. Okay, but shifting a little bit from AI, they did mention a couple features with, like, iOS 27, iPadOS 27, and all that stuff, besides the AI feature that everyone will get. There's going to be CPU improvements, so they made the CPU more efficient, and that's for all iPhones, all the way back to the iPhone 11. So that's how far back iOS 27 is going to be supported, all the way back to iPhone 11. That's because iOS 27 also has no new features. They also tweak liquid glass, so you can change, like, literally, like with a slider, how liquidy it is, which is actually wonderful. That's really smart. Apps are going to open faster. I am 100% sure we're not going to be able to notice that, but it will. AirDrop is also going to be faster. They said something like 70% faster. Thank God, bro. We needed that. Because as someone who films all the content for this YouTube channel on my phone, then I have to AirDrop it to my computer to edit it. It sometimes takes a long time because I have a ton of footage. And so AirDrop being faster is going to be helpful. Also, Android and Windows are not going to be able to add photos into a shared like photo album library. They can be in the photo album library and they can add photos to it. Never thought I'd see the day. Also, now there's AirPod customization. Sick. Always love to see customization. But yeah, that was pretty much it. So here's my conclusion. iOS 27 doesn't really have that many new features, but the features that they do have are cool. It's just minor bug fixes and small quality of life improvements. All the AI stuff they talked about, if it's as good as they say it is, which I don't think is going to be as good as they say it is, because nothing is ever as good as the company makes it out to be, because they're the marketing company. They're supposed to market it and they're supposed to make you like it, so they're always gonna a little bit over exaggerate themselves. But if it's at least somewhat as good as they're saying, it's going to be great. The AI is going to be great, and it's going to be lovely. But I'm still a little worried, though, because they said beta coming later this year and all this stuff, and they fumbled it up really bad last time. I do have more trust this time than I do last time, but I'm still a little skeptical. So if the AI is good, like they said it was, it's going to be actually amazing, because all the features that they have are great. I'm just a little skeptical, right? Something tells me that this might be another iPhone 16 situation where they market all the iPhone 18s for these Apple Intelligence features, and then we have another iPhone 16 situation. But yeah, all in all, wasn't actually a very bad WWDC. I'm just a little worried as to whether they can follow through. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'm done.